From the beginning, the world's richest and most influential CEO has been keenly interested in the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The richest man in the world, Elon Musk, is very interested in Russia's war in Ukraine. This war is considered a battle for democracy by NATO countries and experts. When the history of this era is written, Putin's war on Ukraine will have left Russia weaker and the rest of the world stronger, President Joe Biden said on Ukraine during his March 1 State of the Union address. While it shouldn't have taken something so terrible for people around the world to see what's at stake, now everyone sees it clearly. In the battle between democracy and autocracy, democracies are rising to the moment, and the world is clearly choosing the side of peace and security, Biden argued. This is a real test. It's going to take time. So let us continue to draw inspiration from the iron will of the Ukrainian people. Musk sides with Ukraine. Musk, the CEO of premium electric vehicles Tesla, TSLA, Get Tesla Inc. report, seems to share this opinion. We cannot let Putin take over Ukraine. This is crazy, the chief executive officer of the premium EV maker said in March during an interview with Matthias Döpfner, the CEO of Business Insider's parent company, Axel Springer. During the same interview, the tech tycoon explained that someone of his rank has a responsibility and should therefore use his power and influence to influence world affairs. Musk runs several companies, Tesla, SpaceX, The Boring Company, Neuralink, and has more than 102.4 million followers on Twitter. I think I can be helpful in conflicts, Musk said. I try to take a set of actions that are most likely to improve the probability that the future will be good. And obviously, sometimes I make mistakes in this regard. I do whatever I think is most likely to ensure that the future is good for humanity. Those are the actions that I will take. Russia has been particularly irritated by one of Musk's actions since the conflict began. A year after Russian bombings largely destroyed Ukraine's telecommunications infrastructure, the serial entrepreneur decided to provide Starlink antennas, the satellite internet access service of his other company SpaceX. Because Starlink guarantees secure internet access, Ukrainians were able to communicate freely with the outside world during this war and give their versions of events. In an attempt to end the war, the entrepreneur also proposed a duel with Putin. Those loyal to the Russian president had threatened his life over this proposal. The offer was never responded to by Putin. There has never been a wavering in Musk's support for Ukraine. He just demonstrated it again by sounding the alarm at a time when the heat wave hitting the West dominates media coverage to the detriment of the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. Europe has its priorities wrong as a result. He uses the famous formula: the weight of words, the shock of images. His concerns were summed up in a photo he tweeted on July 29. This photo shows a mother and two children in a swimming pool. Among the children, one represents the European heat wave, while the other represents the war between Russia and Ukraine. The mother represents the internet and the West. She appears focused on the child she is lifting out of the water. She pays no attention to the little child drowning on her left. Europe or the West focuses on a minor problem, the heat wave, while forgetting a much bigger issue, the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. On the surface, that's what you see. Musk split the image into two to support his argument and criticize it further. Below is a skeleton on a chair on the seabed. COVID-19 appears to be the skeleton. A heat wave has replaced this as a current concern. Before it is too late, the West must review its priorities. It appears that Musk's priority number one is the Russian war in Ukraine, not only because it is a matter of democracies versus autocracies, but also because it affects Europe's energy independence. Nearly half of Germany's gas supply comes from Russia, the largest economy in Europe. Gas war. In a statement posted on Telegram on July 30, Gazprom announced it had suspended gas deliveries to Latvia. A spokesman for Latvian energy company Latvia's Gaz, however, said on Friday that Latvia's Gaz buys gas from Russia but not Gazprom, declining to name its supplier because of business secrecy. In addition to Latvia, several other European countries have been deprived of Russian gas from Gazprom in recent months: Poland, Bulgaria, Finland, Denmark and the Netherlands. Due to turbine maintenance, Gazprom drastically reduced deliveries of Russian gas to Europe through the Nord Stream pipeline this week, as European countries scrambled to fill their winter reserves. Moscow is accused by Westerners of using the energy weapon as retaliation for sanctions imposed after the invasion of Ukraine. Russia ensures that the sanctions are at the root of technical problems with the gas infrastructure, so that Europe suffers as a result of the measures it imposes on the country. Tens of thousands of people died in the Russian war in Ukraine. Counting is difficult at this point. Thousands of people have been displaced.